Welcome, this is your Option Monster Volatility Sonar Report. From the floor of the CBOE, I'm Jamie Tyrrell with Group 1 Trading. Well, we've seen more and more lows. It seems like every day we're ticking down another year and surpassing that low. So we've hit back to 1997 and we've now surpassed the lows from 12 years ago. It's really been a tough week and a half here, and the S&P 500 seems to drop every day, but one question we're getting is, why isn't the VIX popping more? We're touching lows that are lower than what we saw in November when the VIX touched up into the high 80s, and the VIX is hardly over 50. The major reason for this is, although we're seeing downward movement, which is generally correlated with high VIX numbers, we're not seeing this sort of volatility. If you remember back to October, November, we would have times where we were down 8% on the day, and then we'd rally back and finished up 4% on the day. We'd have wild 5 and 10% swings that was more consistent with a S&P volatility in the 80s, which is what the VIX measures. So right now the VIX is down today, and the S&P 500 is down today. We're down in the broad market just a little bit, and it's not moving around. So the VIX is tracking down with that. It's gone from 53 to 51.5 in the cash, and the futures are also down about a point. We've had one major trade today that is quite noteworthy. About a week and a half ago, before the S&P really started to sell off, on February 20th, we had a big buyer of the March 55-65 call spread. They paid 120 and 125, and they bought 25,000. So during that time, you could say that the customer has been right, that it would be a volatile time and that the market would sell off significantly, but we've never really flirted with that 55 level that would be needed for their spread to start to come into the money. So today the customers sold out that spread. They sold it out for $1.27.5, and so that's a profit to them of a nickel. The futures in that time, the VIX futures have gone up from about 46 to 48, so the futures are up 2 points. But the time to expiration has been reduced by 8 trading days, so that's why they only pocketed a nickel on that trade. It went in the right direction, but you also need to predict the speed and the direction when you play with options. And in this case, they were right that the SPOOs were going to sell off. The S&P 500, they were right that the VIX futures were going to go up, but they never got up to that 55 level. And so they closed out of that 25,000 contracts times 2, 50,000 contracts. It went up in the pit. Most of it was cross. A lot of the market makers did participate in the pit as well. So market makers buying, customers selling, and that has really taken down the prices of higher level VIX calls, the 55s, the 60s, the 70s. All of those calls have been lowered because there is now an excess supply of VIX calls available for sale with that 55-65 spread going up. That's what we got here. Jamie Tyrrell, Group 1 with Option Monster.
Folks, if you watch Jamie Tyrrell present great information about the VIX every day, information that can help you make money, and you want to understand more about it, well, you should consider coming to our Invest Like a Monster conference in New York City, Saturday, March 7th. It'll be a fantastic event. We've got Mark Fisher, one of the biggest energy traders in the world. Mark normally charges $2,500 for a one-day event. Mark Fisher is one of the headliners at this event. We've got my brother, Pete Najarian from Fast Money. We've got Guy Adami from Fast Money. We've got Vince Farrell from Soleil Securities. I'm going to be there. This is going to be one of the biggest events in New York City. It's going to be Saturday, March 7th at the Sheraton, and I can't encourage you enough, folks, if you've always wanted to learn more about the VIX, if you want to learn more about options, how to position yourself to make money in bull markets, bear markets, whatever, this This is an event you really should not miss. I know I sound like a salesman there, but it's $149. Folks, the one we did here in Chicago sold out in 2 weeks, so make sure you don't miss out. There is limited seating available, and there is no upselling. We're not going to get you into the room and then say, well, you can't get out of the room until you buy a $5,000 seminar or a $10,000 seminar. We're going to give you solid all-day information from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, so you can mix and mingle with the folks that you've been listening to all day. All of that only at the Invest Like a Monster Conference in New York City, Saturday, March 7th. We hope to see you there.